Hello, what is up, Wix Nation? Welcome back to another video in the WTF What the Funnel series here on the Wix Training Academy channel, where we are showing you how to create a pretty and profitable lead generation website using Wix. My name is Sarah Michaels, and I am your hostess for this series. And in today's video, or today's training, we're going to be covering setting up the delivery page of your funnel. So if you had created, and in the last video, and if you have not watched that, I would recommend you go back and do that first. Because this series is kind of going in progression. But in this video, we're going to show you how to set up that second page, right? So what happens after that prospective customer or that lead or that prospect lands on your page and they opt in to whatever it is that your lead magnet is. So that's called the delivery page, and that's what we're going to be going over today. By the way, if you have not yet already done so, please make sure that you go ahead, click the subscribe button and the little bell next to it so that you get notified when the next video in the series drops. Okay, you ready? Let's dive in. All right, so if you remember, in this series here, I just selected the template here, and I am designing a lead generation website as if I was a fitness coach or a fitness trainer. So in the last video, I showed you that you want to make sure that you put the strip inside of the footer. So you should have already done that. And here's just how a couple of different lead generation opt-ins could look, okay? So it could look something like this, or if you were a fitness person giving away a pass, it could even look like this if you were using the native Wix contact form. Now, what's going to happen next after they opt in is it's probably going to be to some kind of delivery page if you are delivering that that download or that freebie or that training automatically, or your opt-in, if you selected something like this, register now for my free training, it might look something like this. And I have just pulled up a couple of lead generation websites here just as examples of how some creators are connecting or using their website to generate leads and then connecting it to a funnel. Whether you build that on Wix or your favorite funnel building software, totally up to you. So for example, in the first example that we did, we saw on Danielle's site here, if you remember, she is a course creator. All the way down here, she has this right here, and it says register now for my free masterclass. Okay, so when you click this button, it's going to pull up a page on her site that looks like this. Now you can tell that this was designed with a funnel building software, but it is very easy to replicate in Wix. So I want to show you how to do that. And another example of a funnel would be, this is another, she does like ebooks and downloads and things like that. So this is Natalie Hodson. She has freebies here on her site. This is another great example of how someone is generating leads and sales on their website. And you can see that she's doing sample snippets from some of the ebooks that she is selling. So these are just the entry-level points in her business. And then once you opt in for the freebie, you do have the option to purchase the full thing, which is either like $17 or $47 or whatever. So this is what this looks like. So for example, this could very easily be replicated on your own Wix website using a repeater. Okay, so you could put a repeater on the website with the images, and I can show you how to do this as well if that's something that you're curious about. We can go into that. We're just trying to keep this little funnel series here simple. But then when you click on her download the freebie, it goes to this page. So then you opt in, you put your information in, you say, I want the cookbook guide, and then it gives you a page like this. And it says, thank you, please check the email for your free cookbook, okay? Super, super simple. And then the follow-up and the delivery is actually where the sales are going to happen. Okay, so that's where she's upselling in the email series. And so it's really important to think, okay, what's going to happen next after I have given them the download? Am I walking them through a series of automations? Do I need to, connect my Wix, my contact form here on Wix? Because you can build out an automated series here in Wix, or you can also use Zaps to connect your automations from Wix to your third-party email, your email thing. So we will go into all of that and show you how to do all of the things. So the very next thing though that we have to do is we have to optimize that delivery page. Okay, so in the last one, if you remember, I said, okay, you've got to have that second page already named, and I would tuck it underneath of the home page as a submenu and then hide it from the menu. So that's the next thing that we were going to do. Okay, so on this opt-in page here, it's going to come up and it's going to look like this. It should be blank. Now, the next thing that we want to do for your opt-in or delivery page is I want you to click on the three, the little dots in the circle here underneath of the site menu. So if you click on the site menu and you go to that page and you click on the settings, it's gonna bring up the settings tab. So we're gonna go ahead and click on that. Now, the next important thing to remember is the layout of this page. And on this page, we want to make sure that we select no header and no footer. Okay, now the reason that you do not want a header or a footer on this part in your funnel is because if you remember in video number 1 or 2, we talked about we want to have a very simple flow, that it has a purpose, that it's very clear what they're clicking on. And when you remove the header and footer, you are removing any potential distractions or barriers that your prospect or your lead or potential customer could encounter when they visit the site. So if they're on your site and there's a header and a footer and all these things to click on, it's that much easier for them to kind of get lost in the shuffle and then not to take that desired action because they're like, oh, what about this? Or what about this? So you want to make sure that the path for them to get from where they are to where you want them to be is super clear. So we're going to take all the distractions off by removing the header and the footer. And so now you're left with a blank slate that looks something like this. Now, the next thing and the very simple thing that you can do is you can go here and click add, and we're just going to add a strip. Again, you can use, I prefer an image or a video. So you select which either one you would like. So let's just for now go ahead and say that we're going to add in an image here. And we're going to drag this and make it pretty big. Now, the image that you use for this page background is going to have to be pretty high quality. All right, so because otherwise when you pull it up, it's going to get really pixelated and grainy, and we don't want that. So make sure that you're using a high quality image. In this case, I am just going to go into image and I'm going to use and search for fitness woman. Okay, so if I'm a female fitness coach and my target market is females who have downloaded my guide, that is what I would be using. Okay, so kind of just keep your consistent branding, keep your target market in mind, and make sure that you are using branding and imagery that's going to be, relatable to them. So if I were a female fitness coach, obviously I would not put a picture of a guy here in because that's just not my branding or my market. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is go ahead for the settings. And you probably already know the drill by now. We're going to go into the image settings. We're going to select the overlay color as dark, and then we are going to turn the transparency down just a little bit so that the text can pop against that darker background. Okay, so very similar to what she did right here. Okay, so if you've already done the delivery of the thing and you already had them opt in, then what we're going to do on this page is you are just going to put a little box on here and say, thank you, check your email. Super simple. Okay, so that's the next part. So let's go in here and click on add, and we're going to go down to box, and we are going to add a box to the page. Okay. So now I want to customize this box. I do want it to be white, but I want to say customize because I want it to be filled in. So I want this to be filled in, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this. I clicked on the color picker and I'm turning or selecting white. And then now if you look at how hers looks, it's a little bit see-through. Personally, I do like that. I like how that looks. And so I want to do that on this as well. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that just a little bit, just to make it a little bit transparent. I like that look right there. It's kind of got like almost a gradient shadow. I think that looks really nice. Now, as far as the border goes, I can select no border if I want, and I actually like how that looks. Okay, so now when I click and drag, it's going to give me the option to attach to the strip. Yes, I do want to do that, so that I'm going to pull it like this. All right, and I'm going to go like this. Okay. All right, so now here is what you have a couple of different options to do. If you have selected the delivery method, so let's say that your funnel, they've already opted in. I will show you how to design a page like this in a separate video, okay, because this is like this in and of itself is a funnel page, like a conversion, a sales letter. I think it's called a sales letter page. I can't remember the acronym, but that's what this is. This is like a sales letter page. So we'll learn how to design one of these in a different and upcoming video. For now, let's just keep it simple and assume that you did a very simple opt-in and that your audience knows what it is. It's some kind of free training. It's a free download. It's like an instant gratification type opt-in or freebie, okay? So now that you have this done and you have a container box, this is very important because it's very easy to now attach elements to this container box. So for example, if you have they've already gotten it and this is the thank you page, okay? So let's say that in the previous page, they entered their information and when they clicked the button, you had the button set on that previous form to when they clicked it, it would redirect to a page on your site. Let's pretend that that's what you did. And now this is the delivery page. So now on that page, you could add an image. So let's just say, let's add a free Wix image. Now remember, if you have images of yourself that are well lit and they look nice, you can use that on these pages. Okay, so like you see, she's got her photo in here. You can take photos of yourself. You can use a background removing software. It's very easy. It's free. It takes a couple seconds. In fact, I believe you can even do that in Wix, which we will show you how to do in one of our like short tutorials. And then you could even add your photo here. So if you wanted to have a picture of yourself being like, yay, thanks for downloading, and you're pointing, that's an option. Otherwise, you can always, if you don't have photos yet, don't feel like you have to go out and take professional images. You don't. Just use something professional from the Wix website. So for example, let's go ahead and go into the Unsplash option. Unsplash is going to be the free photo library that Wix gives you options for. And we will say fitness woman, because remember, I'm a female fitness coach in this scenario, right? Okay. So, oh no, what happened? Fitness woman. Okay. So, and that's the image that we're going to attach then to this box. Let's see, running up the stairs. That looks great. Let's just use that one. I like the colors. I like the branding. All right. And I'm going to move my image over here and click on add to page. Okay. So we have an image now, and I want to resize this so that it fits, which is going to be interesting if I can't grab the corner. Okay, we're going to resize this image. First, we're going to attach it to the strip, and then I'm going to make it even smaller and attach it to the box. Okay. All right, so that's step one. Step two would be to add some text. So that's very simple. It says, thanks, check your email for your free cookbook. Perfect. That is very easy to do as well. We can just go in here and add the text. So we clicked on this, add the text, and we're going to select, I'm going to use heading number 2. Attach the text to the box. And then we can say something like this. All right, thanks. How did she word that? Check your email for your free class. Okay, so that is something that we can put in here, and obviously I want to make sure that this looks better, so I'm going to turn the font size down. I'm going to say 52 might be a good, yes, that's perfect. Okay, for your free, and I'd like this to be on the same level. All right, so I'm going to go like that, and then there, I like that a little bit better. Okay, so let's say that that is all we did on in scenario number 1 is you had the download, it's already sending, you're just using this as a welcome message. The other option that you can do is you can also add a document or a file directly to this page. So if that's what you're doing, okay, if you're giving away some kind of a resource, you can shoot a very quick video of yourself and be like, hey, thanks so much for downloading my free resource. I hope you enjoy it down below. If you would like more information, remember you can, and then give them the next steps beyond that free thing. So what's the next step beyond the freebie? So if you read this and you want to, if you take this free class and then you want to get a membership, I'm going to send you a coupon code to your email, right? Or something. If you're, really, it depends on your market, but you always want to talk about that next step. So they're like, okay, I have this. What's that next step? What's that next thing in your value ladder? Okay, that you have, that big picture that you have. And that really is about walking that potential customer through the ascension process of working with you. So now that they have the freebie, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? Okay, so it's very simple. If you shoot a video of yourself, you can always pop that on the page and just say, thank you so much for downloading it. If you want, you can also add down here, where was that? I think it's under the button. Here we go. Underneath of the button section, if you're giving away some kind of a download, you can always attach a document right to that page in case they miss it. So you can be like, here's your download. And by the way, in case you ever lose the link to this page, I've just sent it to your email. I've said that so many times to people who opted on my site, because it's like, how many times do we forget that, right? Or we're like, shoot, I lost the page or I X'd out of it. So that's kind of like a courtesy email. So that would be the lead magnet in the form of a document that you're downloading. You can add a button in there like this. So let's say that I were going to attach a button. I can go like this. And I can add a link in there, and you can link to a document. And then you would go like choose file. So then if you've created a lead magnet PDF of some kind or whatever it is, if you're using Canva, you can download that, upload it, and then you can attach it right to this file. Okay. It's very, very easy to be able to customize this page to fit exactly what it is that you need. If you had somebody opt in to be able to book a consultation with you, now this is the page where you would add a widget to be able to book that free consultation with you. So this is where you would go in and you would add in this bookings. So for example, for me, I don't let people just go to the free booking section on my site. I have them fill out the application first. And then once they've submitted, and I'll show you kind of what that would, just the idea of it, I won't take you to my actual site, but if I go to the home page here, so for example, if you are a coach or a consultant, you can have them request a free appointment on that front page here in this section. You can say, hey, request a free consultation with me, tell me. And then when it goes to the submit button, I have the settings set so that it redirects. As soon as they click on submit, it'll redirect to that second page. And then on that page, that's where they can get to my calendar link. And the reason I have it set that way is because I can kind of like see who's coming into my space, and I can be like, yes, I'm going to, we might work together well, or no, I'm not going to take a consultation with you, right? So it's just kind of like pre-qualifying your leads, because again, my goal is to get leads, sales, and customers from my website. So sometimes you have to qualify those leads. So that is an option. Okay. So when we're doing this and you're setting your funnel up here, you are going to set the submit button, the settings. You're going to have redirect to that opt-in page that we just created and we're working on. Okay, so you'll go to the settings and the redirect will go to the opt-in page. And the opt-in page is where you're going to put whatever it is that you're giving away. If it's a free training, you can upload that video to this page. So I would recommend something that looks like this, and then maybe even just having a video attached to the box. Okay, so that's pretty easy to do. So let's pretend that you were giving away a free training, which would be a video. You could do something like this, and you would go to add, and you'd go to video. And this is where you can upload a video, whether that's a free video that you've put together and it's on YouTube. Honestly, if, to make sure that you're protected the best, you probably want to do it on Vimeo or upload directly to Wix. Just keep in mind, if you are uploading videos to Wix and not using one of these other hosting services, that you do want to make sure that your plan is upgraded, because that's where that storage capacity on your site underneath of those different pricing plans, that's where that really comes into play. A lot of people wonder, and they're like, well, what does that mean? This such and such amount of storage. That's based on how much videos you're uploading to the site and then being hosted on Wix. Okay, so if you're hosting on YouTube or Vimeo or something, you don't have to worry about that. So, okay, so let's pretend that you were going to do a video upload and you're going to do some kind of free training. You would pop your video in here, and then you would make sure we get rid of this. Okay, you'd have the header on here. So let's just say free training. So you'd put that header at the top, and then you'd have some text underneath of the video. And it's something very simple. It doesn't have to be super complicated. And then this would take them to that next step. So it would be something like, let's go ahead and turn this font to size 18, make it fit just a little bit better. Okay, so then you would put that here and say, if you're enjoying this video, book a free call with me, right? If you are, let's be a little more professional. If you are interested in working with me one-on-one, please book a call and see what I could do to help you. Okay, so now again, this is walking them through this process. This is what a sales funnel is. It is getting your potential customer or client to know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them get from where they are to where they want to be. It's walking them through this sales process. It's automated so that this is something that will pay you out over and over and over once you have set this up successfully on your site. Once this is ready, and yes, this does take a little bit of time to set up on your Wix website, but once this is done, like when I'm working with my private clients and we're setting up funnels, once this is done for them, this is paying them out over and over and over. Because now that you have your sales funnel done, now that you have the foundation set on your website, it's ready for the expansion. It's ready for optimization. You can start throwing marketing at your website. You can start driving traffic to it. You can start doing content marketing, and it's going to convert. Before you have this in place, oftentimes, unfortunately, your website is just if it's not converting, you're just driving traffic there and it's getting lost and you're not capturing that lead and getting them on your list. Okay. So this is a very, very simple overview of how that delivery page is going to look. Please let me know if you have questions. If you'd like to see a specific training or topic on this, we can definitely do this. Like I said, this is meant to be an interactive experience. So we'd love to hear from you down below in the comments section. Are you finding value from this? Are you implementing? And if so, how is it working for you? So thank you so much for tuning in here to today's second or the video 2, I guess, or lead page 2 in this series. We look forward to seeing you and helping you in the next video. If you have not yet already, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks so much.